Okay, we're back looking at the concept of zero with integers, and we're going to do multiplication questions this time. And instead of using the LG tiles or integer discs, I'm just going to draw things out. So the way I usually do it with kids is I use a filled in circle for a positive and an empty one for a negative. Some people do a circle with a plus sign and a circle with a negative sign. It's whatever floats your boat, whatever you like to use. So let's look at our first question. We have a -3 multiplied by a +4. So what are we really saying here? We're saying take away 3 groups of +4, and we have nothing in front of us. So we have to start with 0 and building 0. So you can build as many zeros as you want, and the answer will be the same. However, encourage kids to kind of look at how many zeros are we going to need. We're going to need 3 groups of 4 zeros. So there's one. It's one group. Another one. And again, it doesn't matter if kids don't quite get this concept. They can draw as many as they want. The answer is going to be the same. So now we have zeros to work with, and it's saying take away 3 groups of +4. So I have my 4 positives here, so I'll use a different color. That's 1 group of 4 positives, that's 2 groups of 4 positives, and that's 3 groups of 4 positives. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 negatives left. So a -3 times a +4 is a -12. Okay, a negative and a negative, same idea. I want to take away 2 groups of -6. So I need 2 groups of 6 zeros to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm taking away 2 groups of -6. Oops, Christmas. And I'm left with 12 positives. And I have 2 more examples to show you. Add 3 groups of 2 positives. Well, this is a little bit easier when you're working with positives. So I need 3 groups. I want to add 3 groups of 2 positives. So that's 1 group, it's 2 groups, that's 3 groups of 2 positives in each group. So that's 6. I want to add 4 groups of 5 negatives. Well, again, I don't have to draw the zeros because I'm just adding 4 groups of 5 negatives. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 groups of 5 negatives gives me 20 negatives. And that's multiplying with integers. Again, when you're doing this with kids, try not to give them those a positive times a positive is a positive rules, because as a class, if you're doing this for a day or 2 with a class, someone will inevitably come up with, well, every time I multiply a positive by a negative, in this example and in this example, I end up with a negative number. And kids will get those rules on their own, and then far more powerful. So give it a try.